Yeah, let me know when you're ready. Hello everyone, welcome to the Droidworks 4-way any percent race between Chimkin, Tfresh, Krieg, and Alcom. I'm Senor on commentary. Zach will be here as well in a second. And if all the runners are ready, we can get ourselves started here with the countdown. Okay, we'll start from 3 and on go. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Looks like I'm back at a good time.
Right as we're starting up. So they're just picking out their...
Explain what they're doing here, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're just picking out their initial droid here, and for the first mission, they're gonna need a droid that, I believe it's a big arm, and, or it's a light droid, sorry. A light droid,
yeah,
for
only one arm.
With only one arm, yeah.
So basically, like, it's kind of hard to understand
in this training mission.
know what is going on,
Watch your battery power closely.
Essentially,
you don't want to be left in the dark.
You can customize your droid, and they'll be doing that all throughout the run. But right now, they just want the droid that's the lightest build, basically. And so they're going to be using this light build of droid. I guess something that is currently happening on everyone's screen is that there's 2 different pathways they can go. And you saw that in the top left is the right path, whereas in the bottom right is the left path. And that's just a 50-50.
So they're all going through a maze. It can seem very confusing because it's literally a dark maze. But at one point in the maze, essentially, they have to make that determination whether to go left or right, and they don't know. So you can see Alcom's there right now, and he chose right, and it was the correct way where it opens up. So, it's like a 7-second time loss, I believe, if you choose right, and it's actually left, and you're incorrect. But you have to go through the maze 2 times total. For this
and one thing
mission.
that you saw was... once they complete the objectives for the level that they're in, they're actually just going to exit out of the level, because you can just do that once they've completed the objectives. So they did that earlier, and they're playing this level again, I believe, right now, right? You have to like play it twice because it just gives you, I guess, different objectives. I'm not entirely sure why we do this, but...
So I'd just like to get this right. So the runner on the left of like Chimkin's on the top left, right, and Tfresh is on the bottom left.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Okay. All right, so you can see Chimkin and Krieg finishing up the first level there, and Tfresh is already doing. There was a skip that he just did there in the second level, where he landed on that pipe. He slowed down his falling speed to land on that pipe and avoid fall damage.
But actually, did Alcom miss it? Or...
Alcom? No, he took some. Well, he took fall damage.
No, but I think he got it still because he didn't die.
Yeah. He didn't die, but
not take like the full extent of the fall damage. As long as you clip the pipe, it looks like it should be fine. Tfresh is almost dead, I guess, because you're just playing it risky, but as long as you don't die, you're fine.
There's also another meter that you'll see on the bottom middle, power meter. You also will die if you run out of power. Generally, that's not a concern in most levels. There'll be one level later where that's going to be something they have to keep track of. But essentially, if you're going fast enough, you won't need to worry about the power meter, or you'll just have to grab a battery. Now you can see Tfresh and Alcom are getting an arm here, because the next mission is going to require picking up some gears.
Find a way to operate the bridge so it moves up or down. Then use it to get your droid.
So essentially, they're just going to try to place or find the gears and place them on this tower to lift it up high enough to be able to reach the top here. And the gears actually can spawn in 3 different locations. So if it's depending on the spawn location, you can lose quite a bit of time. Unfortunately, also this mission includes a lot of kind of waiting around when the tower is actually lifting. But in terms of any health issues and power issues, there's no real risk in this level.
Yep. Now, one thing I don't know if you've mentioned yet is the way that the mouse works in this game. So for some reason, I mean, maybe the fact that it's just a super old game, when you move the mouse, it just lags the game. In fact, you can kind of stack that. So if you move the mouse a lot, it'll lag the game a lot. So you can kind of control how much lag you get, and that's used for quite a number of skips in this run. And notably, like, lowering your frame rate makes it easier to slide up slopes, and so you'll see that in more than a few places.
You'll see in just like a level or two from now. Yeah, there's gonna be like it's a skip that they need lag, and it's quite difficult to actually get, and you need to do it twice. So that can be kind of a point where racers can differentiate themselves in terms of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Because right now everyone's relatively at the same point. Everyone lifting the tower up, kind of going through the little cutscenes and placing the gears. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, and obviously, like, a lot of this run isn't, like, you know, mechanically super difficult because, of course, you're just moving for a lot of it. But obviously lines are important, and, like, once we get into these levels where, you know, the movement is a little bit more nuanced and you need to lag to get up slopes and stuff, then it becomes a little bit harder. So
yeah, I would say a lot of the time gaps, besides maybe a few skips here and there, but a lot of the time gaps are going to be made up in, you know, making certain cycles or having good movement and having good lines. And I guess just avoiding any big mistakes. Looks like Chimkin will be the first one out here. And this level...
Or sorry, actually, is that...
this level, we basically skipped the entire level. It's something to do with that you have the arm,
you have
the big arm here, which skips like a whole story portion of the game. I'm not entirely sure why it works that way, but
I think it's because that's like one of the objectives. So if you already have it, then just don't need it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I've never even seen that part of the story be played without this skip. That basically you just pull the two sides of the rope and you finish the entire level.
Good job.
Yeah, so the idea behind this game is that it's supposed to be like an educational game, I think, for kids. And so it kind of gets you to like do a lot of very basic stuff.
Oh, and you'll notice that the next droid that's being implemented is an it has that astromech bottom with the wheels, so that's going to move significantly faster than most droids. This is not the fastest droid. You'll see that soon with there'll be a better upgraded wheel version droid that they're going to use, but for now, with this that they have unlocked, this is going to give them the fastest movement speed. This level really simple. You're just going to have to launch a box, properly line it up, and once you launch the box, you can launch yourself. You're about to see Tfresh do it. He's about to launch himself to the other side, and then that's where the end of the mission is here. And now you'll see Tfresh is going to redesign to a faster droid on wheels here. And then this is also going to bring up the level with the little lag clip over a wall, you'll see.
And is that the first lag instance in the run? I think it is. Or like intentional, because anytime you
there's small lags here and there, like small just to help get up slopes, but I think this is the first one that allows you to get like a major skip.
Right. And I can't tell, is Chimkin in the lead? I think he is, right?
No, Tfresh is.
Oh, okay. Okay, so using the magnet
Tfresh,
here...
Alcom, Chimkin, Craig is the...
Is Tfresh not lagging? Okay, so Tfresh is lagging,
yeah.
So theoretically, like, if you lag while pushing the magnet, you can launch it really, really fast, but you did not get it there.
There's also, like, a theory way to skip the magnet there, but it hasn't really been figured out how it happened. Anyways, Tfresh is going to attempt the skip to lag over the wall here.
So it's pretty simple. He's just going to lag to try and ride up this.
Didn't get it there. Yeah, it's okay. So it's
that's all right.
Yeah, it's like you'll just see like a third try is not gonna, you know, lose him the lead, but could lose some time compared to someone who can get it first try here.
I think we should.
And he's gonna have to do it again.
Chimkin come up on it next.
I think Alcom first, and then Chimkin.
Oh, yeah.
And gets over first try. Okay.
Yeah, so that was really good. And now we'll see Chimkin coming up on it.
Tfresh is just in a section where you're gonna have to grab an extra battery, and then so he's not gonna go to this.
Do it again.
Oh, he must have already grabbed it. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Chimkin.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Chimkin. I keep mixing up. I think Tfresh is top left.
Oh yeah, I did the same thing. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Well, Chimkin got a first try though, right? That was first try.
Yeah, and I think Craig did too. I mean,
yeah,
looks
so
like Craig.
Actually, Tfresh kind of surrendering a little bit of that lead. On, I mean, what is probably, the first instance where you're going to have something like that in the run where the lead is malleable.
It's definitely, there's been runners who have missed that for a lot longer. It's a common point. It's battery Tfresh. Did he get it?
Tfresh grabbed it. Yeah, he grabbed it. Could be a little finicky. And he was saying, I think he doesn't grab the same battery as everyone else. We'll have to see in a second here.
We'll have to see what batteries
Craig does on the skip. Misses it once. Gets it second try.
And now Tfresh is up to it again.
Maybe he hoped. Misses it again and
struggling
again.
Here.
And I think... Oh no. It looks like Tfresh isn't getting as much lag as he wants, but this is losing a lot. Yeah, so I think he just wasn't getting as much lag as he needed to, whereas if you saw on Craig's screen, he was just getting so much more lag.
Oh, it looks like Chimkin also grabbed the same battery.
Oh my god, that was close actually.
And Alcom is now over the wall. So yeah, you can see Alcom made up quite a bit of time there to Tfresh.
So Tfresh isn't even that far ahead anymore, and
okay, so Craig is getting a different battery, and that he actually needed to do the skip again to grab that one.
So Chimkin gets it pretty quickly, I would say. That was not bad.
If you need further information, my data circuits have located some information in Index that may be of help to you.
And you can see the game lagging when they move their mouse to click on the X. That's how fragile.
And what was happening is what Tfresh and Alcom were doing is there's 4 total ramps that are there that you need, but with a little bit of extra lag, you can move out 2 ramps. Lag the game. Alcom's doing it right now, and that will give you enough distance to cover the gap. Well, some of it you don't actually see clearing the gap because it's during the lag, but did clear the gap with only the 2 ramps there. Both of them hit the skip.
And I think you have to hit it right or you just die. And you don't die. I'm actually not sure.
But that's not a super costly death if you do.
Yep.
And Chimkin hits it as well.
Very nice.
And now they're onto the Frick Mines. Phrik. Yeah, this is the longest split in the entire run. So it's basically constantly, so you're fixing gears. Then you have to get these little nuggets around, and then you have to refix the gears because this guy's messing it up. This evil robot named Frickletoe is what they call him.
Yes.
And the whole end of the split is actually... So the split is pretty much straightforward. You're not going to see anyone really make up too much time during the split, just because they're kind of going through tasks, fixing gears and whatnot. But the end of the split has a manipulation where you have to manipulate the Frickletoe robot to go into a magnet. And his AI is not necessarily the best. So you'll see on Tfresh's screen, he's gotten to the first section of fixing gears. Which this is going to be stuff that it's kind of puzzles that runners have done so many times that they're not going to mess these up. I don't want to say that, but
Yeah.
they shouldn't have
Most
any
likely,
mistakes on
yeah.
this. Yeah. He's just setting up the proper angles, which sometimes for some puzzles in this game you can literally just memorize the correct numbers and the correct angle. You know, you have to move something at, and you'll really never miss it. There's like some other memory sections later in the game where it's essentially you it's the heat vision. You need to see like pipes through the wall with the heat vision in a level coming up, and if you just remember where the pipes are in the wall, you'll just be able to skip having to even use the heat vision. We're almost to the introduction of Frickle-Toe.
Your droid just picked up a frick nugget.
Yeah, so Tfresh does implement a little bit of lag there to help get up the slope a little bit quicker.
The things we rebels have to put up with to save.
And as I mentioned earlier, they are using the fastest moving robot at this point. In terms of they have wheels and they're extremely wide. Everyone opting for the same design.
Yeah, pretty much one standardized build. Pretty much for everywhere in the run. I don't think they will ever have a different robot build at any point. Than each other, that is.
Yeah, I think it's just so ingrained in the route. And then they're not, like, you'll rarely see anything be switched up. But Tfresh, once again, using more lag to get up the slope. I think you'll see that out of most runners on that slope. Once again, very, very simplistic split here. I think Tfresh is going to go fix the gears again now because Frickle-Toe messed him up one more time. This is not really a fan favorite split because you can't really make or lose time up here. Not a lot, at least, until the end of this. Yeah, until the end of the split.
Yep.
But by the way, there's a cutscene with C-3PO coming up where he moves the fastest I think I've ever seen C-3PO move.
Yeah, it's like
Ever.
with one leg speed in TCS. Except, you know, when he's run into a button.
Yeah, so the main story arc that's kind of going on within the game right now is that there's like this Frickle-Toe guy is a evil assassin droid, but the whole story arc is basically around how they discover that, you know, oh, these assassin droids, which you'll see a couple more of them later, aren't actually where they weren't supposed to be evil, and instead they were supposed to be friendly, and then it's about resetting them back to the friendly mode. Which is done in the final split, in terms of just the story arc of this game.
So, you're one of those meddling droids that's been looking for the assassin droid back.
Yeah, I think Tfresh, I think finally we'll get to see Frickle-Toe on Tfresh's side.
Yeah.
Why, that no good one.
And C-3PO is already gone.
Sensors indicate there is a secret doorway up by those conveyor belts. Use it to follow that supervisor droid.
He's just making his way over to him now.
Oh,
that is not.
that's
oh no,
really
that's
bad.
that. Oh no.
Wait,
so
that's like so bad.
There's Tfresh died, so he essentially has to start the entire split over. That is.
He's just gonna lose.
Oh no, he was not.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you need to be a little bit cautious. Like, there's really very little risk of that happening in the split.
Reset normally.
But he was not being careful there.
Well, you know, that's interesting because I would say that Tfresh is certainly the fastest runner right now. I mean, he's the only one who's been really, really hard.
He PB'd yesterday.
Yeah, just PB'd. So
well, okay, I can see on Alcom's screen now C-3PO absolutely moving. I've never seen that before.
It's insane.
On C-3PO. Yeah, now he's doing the manipulation. Or sorry, he's not there yet, but
that's
he's
all probably like realistically the worst death you could take in like the entire run. Honestly,
it's the longest split, and it is essentially
at the end.
Well, if you died of Kriegzilla, it's worse.
Yeah, but that's just,
I mean, by not by much.
Right? Like,
well,
no
it could, but yeah, you would have to.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you wouldn't fall off the conveyor belt there. No
yeah,
one
and I
would fall
mean,
off
like,
that conveyor belt.
they're trying to go fast. They're gonna be cutting their corners and stuff, and yeah, that can just happen.
Yeah, so Tfresh, it's going to be a long road back for him. So now Alcom is actually going to take the lead here. You can see Kriegzilla behind that door. Now this is where he's going to try to manipulate him into the magnet. And we'll see. There's some various spawn points that you can get. We'll see how we can work with this one. Oh, okay, so he actually... Oh. Did he get it? No. I thought he had it for a second. The AI... Oh, no. This... Oh, no, he got him, I was gonna say, if he gets hit one more time, he's gonna die. But he got him after a little bit of manipulation.
Your droid just picked up a frick nugget.
That would be funny if there was... Every runner died on the split. No, that actually wouldn't be fun.
I don't know if
I'd have to watch the auto scroller part. Like,
I'd be like, oh, let's watch this entire level again.
Yeah, no. Now Chimkin is attempting the manipulation here. See if he can get him up there quick onto the magnet. Okay. He's not even attempting to go after him. Okay, that's a lot of damage on Chimkin.
Now, is there any way that Tfresh still doesn't lose this?
There would have to be deaths very late into like moisture farm or or salvage yard. Like it's gonna
I guess
be.
You never know, but definitely, definitely that's really bad. And wait, so who's in the lead now?
Oh, and Craig just got So everyone managed. I think Craig did that relatively fast too. So making back some time overall.
Is Chimkin in the lead then? I think he is.
No, Alcom's in the lead. Then Chimkin, then Craig. And then Tfresh.
Okay. Oh, I had Alcom and Craig flipped. Sorry.
Yeah, it's with the left and right. It's
yeah.
Oh no! Now all the laser generators.
Yeah, as you can see, Tfresh fixing the gears for the 4th time.
Alcom building a new build here.
Oh yeah.
Actually, this is just the build from the first level, right? Isn't it? No, I guess it's different
don't think
now.
so. You need like a big arm and like a welding arm.
Yeah, because you can't just have one arm anymore.
And I believe you're getting heat vision too. We'll see if all the runners, I think it's like some runners will use it under the water in the split to see better. Some runners might just have it memorized already. We'll see.
Is anyone on PB pace? Question from the chat. I have no idea because I can't see the timers. I'm just gonna say probably someone is. Just
not
because
Tfresh.
A couple of them are not Tfresh.
I would say if anything, Alcom could be on PB pace.
I mean, Chimkin totally could be. Chimkin's PB is like much slower than
I do not know Chimkin's PB. Okay.
I think it's. Didn't he just PB'd as well, right?
Oh, by the way, Alcom is going to be timing each press here on the 2nd digit, so on 2, to try to hit it at every 0 here.
Excellent. You got the generator working again.
Otherwise, you'll have to re-click.
Administrator droid has to savor himself now.
So, you one of those
There it is.
meddling droids that's been looking for the assassin
All done.
droid.
Come with me, droid. I know how we might get rid of this assassin droid.
I would say so. This is the split moisture farm. I don't necessarily see this being a split that Alcom can lose the lead on, but
yeah, but
you
it
never
is one
know.
of the longer ones, so
I didn't think. Yeah. We're almost to the underwater section. At least Alcom is. Oh, so here's where he just has some of these pipes just down by memory, so he doesn't need to actually use the heat vision to see him. Having some trouble getting into this pipe. There it is.
There we go.
A few gears you have to collect in here as well. Maybe one more.
So this is the brick metal mine. Yuck. It's dark in here. Must be because the laser fusion reactor is on. My scanners detect another droid of superior intelligence in the near area.
Also to note, this is another level where power is kind of like something you should just make sure you have tabs on. You can see Alcom's power is around halfway, but he should be fine though. Really no worry, but
yeah, you just kind of don't have to pay attention to it in like any of the levels early in the run, really at all.
Well, I guess Frick Mines is one of the more scary levels, just because how long it is.
Technically early, yeah.
It makes up like a fourth of the run, actually. One split.
That's true, yeah.
I knew you were right. You fixed the decorator.
Yeah, I really wish I could see the pace. I have no idea what it is right now.
Craig made up some time there, at least to that jump Alcom was struggling with to get into the pipe. I'm assuming Chimkin also got it relatively quick. Tfresh finally almost done with Frick Mines. I believe he's finally back to where he died.
Yeah, and that just shows you how long this split is. I mean, it's actually ridiculous.
Your droid just picked up a brick nugget. This work
Alright, so
done by a mining droid.
we'll see Alcom. Yep, he's not even going to use the heat vision here. He just knows exactly where the runners have it ingrained enough in their heads where these pipes are. Just a little bit of movement, but nothing too complicated coming up to the end of the split here. And some small time losses in terms of movement, but nothing too major. I think Tfresh still wasn't back to where he was yet. He's almost there. That is like actually insane.
Are you sure? Oh no, it was like right after this, actually.
It was the cutscene right after the door opened to go to Kriegzilla.
No, I think it's like right here, right?
Oh, by the way, this is finally the end of the split for Alcom here.
Yeah. Yeah, Alcom might be on PB pace. I haven't seen any like major mistakes. His early game was like alright.
I feel like, did Tfresh die again and we didn't see it or something? Why is he back?
No,
it could just be the split is so long. I know this is like could be the second time fixing the gears, but I feel like the fact that they're already everyone's basically through moisture farm now. I might have missed it, but it could just be how long that's frick mind split is. Okay, now Alcom's onto salvage yard, still maintaining I would say a pretty healthy lead. Definitely more of a movement-based level, and a lot of small skips.
Excellent. You got the generator working again.
I would say, you know, as long as he plays it relatively clean and avoids some major mistakes, should be fine to take the lead into the final split, into a droid factory.
While I'm on this train, I want to say my pronouns are they, them.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, I just read that.
I'm sorry, yeah, I did not know that.
Sorry about that.
Why, that no good womp rat. My sensors indicate there is a secret doorway up by those conveyor belts.
Yeah, it's cool.
Use it to follow that supervisor droid.
Alright. And I'm trying to assess the gap with how far Tfresh is behind.
Yeah,
It's insurmountable for sure.
Oh yeah, this is not like that. Death was so bad. This is where he died right here. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he fell off on the right last time, but did not die this time. That's really unfortunate. I'm actually not even sure how he died there. Like, you're not even supposed to go that direction. That's unfortunate.
Well, and the thing is, he's not even out of the split because he has to still manipulate Purple Toe. And
yeah, so that must have been like an 8-minute time loss or something.
Yeah.
Well, the door is open. Perhaps Alcom could take it.
There's also a lot of waiting around in a split like this because you get transported on magnets.
And I believe Alcom is like technically the record holder, right?
Yes.
But so I guess that wouldn't be an upset or anything, but
As expected.
yeah.
All three runners that are in the split here are on a magnet right now.
Yeah, I know. Truly exhilarating gameplay. Almost as exciting as what's happening on Tfresh's screen.
Oh, actually, yeah. We'll see if Tfresh is
Now
able
we got
to
some
manipulate properly.
Yep. This is his first chance at it. Didn't get to this.
Two runners almost died to this earlier, or were relatively close.
Yeah.
I think Craig was the only one who had like a really clean. Uh-oh.
Wait, so
He just like his AI wasn't really responding well. There it is. Okay,
there we go.
that was not too bad actually.
So I can't tell. Is Craig in second?
No, it's still Alcom.
Oh, I
Chimkin,
see. Craig just got to the part that Chimkin just got out of. Yeah.
Craig and Chimkin are relatively close, and then there's a decent gap between
close,
them.
15 seconds
and
maybe
Alcom.
between those two, but yeah, Alcom's definitely ahead.
I did die twice in the same spot.
Okay. So I was gonna say you were on that split a long time.
Because that was like a 10-minute time.
And I definitely missed the second time.
Well, that's unfortunate. Not really much you can say.
Everyone on magnets again, by the way.
Yeah, a lot of magnets in this area of the run.
Now, essentially, the rest of this level is going to be about lifting up this green box. Or sorry, I think Alcom has already done that. Oh yeah, not quite yet. Okay, there we go. Lifting it up more than it already has been lifted. Kind of just waiting around for it to finally lift up here. You gotta wait for the AI up top.
This moisture bomb Padawan looks like quite a place.
There it
Unless
is.
all the water vapor soaked my scanners, the bomber should be around here somewhere.
You know, I may have missed it, but
All right, Rebel.
Chimkin
Let's
has
keep our heads
caught up
above
sizably. I don't know how. I did not see. But Chimkin is not too far, I don't think, behind at this point. Especially with how the last split is in Droid Factory, where you can easily lose like 30 seconds to missing one of the boxes.
from getting swamped by this situation.
Yeah, so they're talking, this is like in the story arc where they find the one nice assassin droid. Alright, so Alcom into the last split here. Chimkin not too far behind. So this should be a kind of a two-horse race for first here. It would take quite a comeback for Craig at this point, and for Tfresh, it would take everyone like crashing or something.
Yeah, there's not enough of the run left for Tfresh to catch up, unfortunately.
I will have to...
Look, it's a counterweight lift. All right, we're going down.
But specifically in Droid Factory, there's a part where they have to kind of throw a box, and if you don't time it correctly, it takes 30-ish seconds for the next box to show up. So that could be the biggest breaking point in terms of the race at this point.
Yeah, and that could completely flip the lead, probably, honestly, because I don't
Yeah,
think
no,
the gap
Chimkin is less than 30. Chimkin is less than 30 behind.
The
Yeah.
repair droid told us about. According to my scanners, these tanks are connected to each other by valves.
Unfortunately, they aren't really... I mean, they are doing the math to set this up, but they already know what they need to put in.
Yeah.
Great! We found a gear!
Alright, Craig now into the final level as well.
There is actually one more level after this. We're not quite at the end yet. This
I'm
is
sorry.
the true auto
Yeah.
scroller.
It's, yeah, there's this and then Droid Factory.
This gear assembly opens or closes the water valve. The gears are turning! The water valve is being shut off!
Yeah, really, there's not going to be any time made up here or lost, unless there's some grave mistake made. Yeah, I forgot. This is the level where the only time loss that you can get is like essentially the Jawa, like walking pattern being bad at the start. But other than that, it's
Gear assembly opens or closes
just
the
auto
water
scroll and a lot of waiting
valve.
around.
Gears are in motion. You open the water valve. The water is draining from the tank.
I believe it's random how the Jawa walks at the start, but if he doesn't do the correct walk pattern, you lose like 7-8 seconds.
Now in your inventory. Try moving your droid slower and use less battery power by pressing the shift key in addition to the
I didn't actually see if anyone.
Yeah, I didn't see either. Looks like it's fine.
You are on a hot streak. You weld like a pro.
Seems like the gap is exactly the same, so...
You did
Yeah.
it. You fixed all the corroded pipes. Let's check that with the repair droid.
Everyone waiting for the Jawa all at once.
Yep.
Not bad.
Alcom completely destroying their... Not really much else you can do here. So, pretty easy representation of the top two right here is this still image of it, basically. See, Chimkin and Alcom have already gotten to the bottleneck here. And now, Craig will get there a little bit later.
Look, we found the control
I
room.
Tfresh will get there,
think
you know,
Craig
once the
is
hour mark hits.
close to a minute behind.
Yeah, it's definitely more like 40 seconds, but it's definitely substantial. I mean, maybe we could see some crazy shenanigans in Droid Factory and see come from behind victory. You never know. It's definitely possible.
Actually, as I say, it's a 2-horse race. I think the Kentucky Derby's going on right now, as we. Or it's probably over now, but.
Important for everyone in chat to know that.
Of course. Maybe there's some Kentucky Derby fans here. Actually, I'm not sure if Craig is at the part. I believe you get a new battery during this level, and either Craig has a higher tier battery or he hasn't collected one. I believe he just has a higher tier, which essentially just means it lasts longer.
I'm not sure if Chimkin has a timer going, but he might also be on PB pace.
Catch one of those nifty trams overhead.
Because
how about it?
Alcom did lose a little bit of time to Chimkin, but...
Oh, sorry. Craig just got the new battery. There we go.
Yes.
Since this one you actually need to grab it just because of how long the split is. There's really no sort of speedrunning strat that you can do to not make that, like, viable just to go with the whole thing without picking up a battery. I was wondering if Tfresh might actually catch up on the split and make it in time, but I don't think that's possible. Still a lot more waiting to be done than this long auto-scrolly split before we hit the actual last split.
It'll be a lot more exciting once we get there.
Oh, by the way, on Tfresh's screen, I think we missed the skip in all the chaos, but there's kind of a weird slope there where if you spam up at like a specific angle, you can spam up of it and get up the slope and skip kind of a big puzzle in that room. I'll try to see what the gap is between Alcom and Chimkin come the end of this level. Alright, so Alcom done. And now Chimkin. It's probably like 10 seconds. Going and now Alcom into Droid Factory. A little bit of a slightly tricky movement to start. Also, just another split here. You really don't want to take a death by falling down here. Yeah, I would say at this point, if Alcom's able to hit the proper cycles in this level, then they should win the race, but
yep, that's a big if.
It's not necessarily straightforward, so we're waiting on the magnet here to grab them. And then they're going to have to line up the box here. And properly time as well. That's going to be the big thing, the timing.
Yep.
And now Craig into Droid Factory as well.
It looks like that fallen catwalk.
All right, let's see. And Alcom gets it. So that should
Probably meet again, yeah.
solidify.
Second place is, and Chimkin got it as well.
Okay.
Yep. So should be all the placings locked in there. I mean, I guess it technically came down to the last level, so you can't complain.
I mean, yeah. You'll have to see it within 30 seconds, and that is time for Alcom putting in the disc to make and Chimkin as well now to make all the assassin droids friendly again.
Should be like
less than a minute from now.
Ish seconds behind, maybe. Maybe a little more.
I think like
that is, of course,
that minute.
If he actually gets he gets the correct cycle here. But yeah, congrats to Alcom for winning. Very impressive. I mean, of course, the world record holder, so can't be, the most mind blown that that's who won. But still, of course, winning a race is pretty impressive.
Try moving your droid slow. Hooray!
I have no idea if there's been a 4-way race for this game.
Definitely not. No, there's only like 4.
This might be. Well, this might be the first time there was
This is
actually
basically the
race.
entire runner base in this on screen right now.
And it was relatively close. And Craig is done as well now, by the way.
Yep.
So we're just waiting on Tfresh in his really, really long auto-scroller.
I mean, we could just like cut it early if we need to for time constraint purposes. Like, I'm sure Tfresh would not care. It's just up to production.
I'm good with this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But we don't want to watch the auto-scroller?
Yeah, it's not the most thrilling of gameplay to watch one person do. But yeah, I mean, there you go. So Alcom in first place, and what was that? Chimkin in second, Craig in third, and Tfresh in fourth. Those are your results for this 4-way race. Kind of cool. We were able to get 4 people to do a race of this game when there's not so many people who run it. Yeah, it's just a cool game. It's very interesting, very unique run.
I think it's relatively unique, especially in terms of like a speedrun.
Just 2 more to go.
Yeah, but I don't have much to say. If you guys are interested in running this game, I'm not sure. Do they have a Discord? I actually have no idea. Maybe one of you guys will know, the runners. If they want to unmute.
There's just a channel in the Star Wars Discord.
In the Star Wars Speedrunning Discord, yeah, okay. All right, well, anything any of you runners would like to say before we head off?
If I didn't die, this would have been 42 pace.
Oh, so did anyone PB? I'm actually curious.